So I actually found more pages for book 11. I found book 12. And that's the video. I uploaded 2 videos before this with the pictures. Okay. Something I said on page 5, book 11 was very controversial as I was reviewing. I said that females are out of touch, okay, if they don't feel irresistibly in love with me. This is a kind of logical and effective, honest tactic I use to get people to think about the idea. And then I realized people think so basically. In this society, they would default with, this guy's delusional. He's mentally ill. He has delusions of grandeur. He has an inflated ego, right? An inflated sense of self-worth. Preposterous. Let's break down this idea. So I added to the page a little explanation. I said the exception is the young, the old, and family members. Think of this, this is a world full of pure evil where people are supporting and conveying that evil. So number one, let's look at it in terms of the dog example. Okay. If a female is in love with a dog, is she healthy, right? Is she out of touch? I'd say yes. And I'd say most people would agree, yes, you're not supposed to be in love with a dog. Well, when somebody's conveying this kind of animal, trickle-down pedo, trickle-down rape call, trickle-down trickery-based sex energy, okay, they're in a despicable form. They're too cowardly to man up and face evil. Now again, I'm not trying to break people down. I want people to do the right thing and join my cause. I want the world to change. I want them to prove me wrong about it ends with me. But they're not going to do that because they're too evil and cowardly. And this is also why women shouldn't love them, okay? They don't have the heart to be a human being. So when a woman loves them, or thinks she does, she's out of touch. If she was in touch, she would be irresistibly in love with the one true human being on the planet, right? He's a superhuman. He's a superman, so to speak. He's in touch with the supernatural. These people are unnatural. They're conveying the orders and the cultures of Balat and Baal and Jupiter and all these rape cult deities, because Zeus is a major rape cult guy. He merged with Baal. The worshippers of Baal are basically worshippers of Zeus as well. It's rape cult, trickery-based sex. Send your children off to war for a Baalist war. Sacrifice to Baal. Abort your children for Baal. Not because you don't agree with the world, but because you're in a Baalist culture that says do it for a Baalist reason. This is sick, okay? They're out of touch if they don't look for love, and they're out of touch if they think they're in love with somebody outside the divine order and everyone else is, except for my dad, okay? So, and of course he's an older guy and they're supposed to be in love with me and not him, not the old man on his way out, unless they're very old. So I said the exceptions are very young, very old, and family members. Okay. Now let's look at in nature. In nature, if you're part of an alpha group like apes or monkeys or turkeys or whatever, okay, you're a group with an alpha in it. Okay. It is logical to breed toward the alpha. When you're a human being with the ability to examine life forms, people, to think with your heart, so to speak. The Egyptians said the heart was the seat of intelligence. You should look at the top martial artist as the only viable mate with humanity. Everyone else is the puppet of Bill Gates and Rothschild, right? Child is the richest family, so to speak, in popular culture. Rothschild, he's childish. These are kids. Bill Gates, Babel, okay? Ball Gates, Bell's another name for ball. This is trickle down evil energy. Rockefeller. These guys have family members in the conservative parties, in the liberal parties, in the libertarian parties. These are rich, influential corporate family members that determine the direction of parties. The Council on Foreign Relations, and so on and so forth. Okay, Rockefeller and them. Okay, he on record in his memoir says he's part of a cabal that wants to make a more thoroughly integrated society. Okay, get everything from gangs to police officers working together to uphold the culture. This is on record what they plan to do and what they are doing. And there's countless evidence, there's an abundance of evidence. Okay? It is sick to not look for love in life. It is sick to settle for this complicity with this sexual sadist core having eugenic system where people are abusing people. All forms of sex are like rape and abuse. You're not respecting that person. It's like your idea of having sex is beating somebody bloody and then putting, and then having sex with them, right? It's sadistic. What they're doing is so cruel that they may as well be beating each other up while they're having sex, because they're having sex with people who are doing things that are inhuman, and they're part of an inhuman system that has an inhuman edict to abuse everybody. Okay, so you should be looking for God. You should be looking for romantic love, and you should be looking to transcend, and you should be looking for humanity. I'm the only viable candidate, and I'm the top martial artist and God's son, the King of Kings. Okay, there is no viable counter argument. Not only am I right, I'm so right. And even the word "so" is a play on words. There's a ton of their own word. The English is the most common language, right? It's in terms of countries at least. I don't know how it breaks down with people. Okay, we look at emergency, emerge and see. Why didn't they emerge? Because they're not human. Hugh, authoritative of an utterance. Why aren't they speaking with divine authority and conveying that divine authority? Because they're not human. Okay, we can go on and on. Okay, urgency, your gene C. Why don't you feel the sense of urgency to connect to God through the divine order? Because they're not human. Okay, aware, A-war-E. Aware, where, meaning the great one. Okay, what would he wear? They'd sabotage him. He'd be wearing rags or something simple. Okay, why aren't you aware? Because they're not human. They're focused on the unnatural psychological construct. It's like seeing an avatar of somebody who pretends to be someone else, and you think you're in love with them, then you meet up with them and get married, and you continue this fake life. That's unnatural. You're out of touch. Okay, everyone basically has a psychological construct avatar that they've been cultivating more often than not for generations through their family. A fake persona, a fake they're reinventing themselves as families. We are actually this decent family when they're scum. Okay? They're colonialist treachery and manifest destiny, and then you're saying, this is who we are, and they're saying they're superior. In a country where recently Tennessee said that they're not going to revoke, they're not going to end the Nathan Bedford Forrest Day, and the governor basically honored him recently. It's in the news. It was in the news yesterday. Okay, or the day before. They're out of touch. These guys still believe that white people are the master race. You know, maybe the master of being the most cruel race. Okay? You know, and some people would argue the Jews. I'm not going to speak on that in this. The bottom line is, I have proven definitively that I have the most compelling argument in this regard. And how controversial is this topic? I have just proven to you that females, unless they're very young or very old, okay, or family members, are out of touch unless they fall in love. Go ahead and try to put a viable counter argument in the comments. Go ahead and try. Watch this video several times before you do. Understand my key points. Okay? I've just proven that. These people can't even prove who they are. Think about it. God said to Moses, I am who I am. The Spirit of God is in me. Jesus said, I'm the good shepherd, and my sheep know me. If you're in touch, you know that God is in me. And if you're this woman that fits this category, who's not very young, not very old, not a family member, you're out of touch unless you're irresistibly in love with me. And if you're irresistibly in love with me, you can't help but to stand with me and obey the one true God. So they're out of touch unless they're irresistibly in love with me romantically. And we would know that's the case if they go out of their way to try to connect with me and obey God through me. If you love me, you love that which I love and what I'm passionate about, and you will obey God through me. There's not even a viable counterargument. Think about it.